Okay, so here I am back in action. Just a couple of things to begin with. Market just opened about 2 minutes ago. But yeah, overall, I've been feeling actually pretty good since last time I recorded myself. Well, so far I'm just continuing to wait here. I'm just gonna clarify some points basically. So I do have a new account, which is basically this one is totally new. Um, I was thinking, I've been thinking quite a lot during this small break that I actually had. Um, One thing is, I noticed that somehow I've been, we'll say, somewhat acting blind. Of course, besides all this over trading and maybe revenge trading or whatever, I think I've been somewhat blind to the sense of the gaps themselves. Why do I say this? Because yes, I've been trying to trade towards and away from them based on the opening and everything. But there are things that I haven't been taking into account. For example, like overnight ranges, because I've been basing my trade most of RTH, but still, like the overnight price action gives a hint about what is the market likely to do, or possible moves and etc. Point is, I just kept thinking how everything is going. The things that are have been going wrong, especially this last week for me was horrible overall. But regardless of that, like I said, I thought that I needed to, take time and give it a thought and everything. And I actually did. One of the things is I want to get back to the point where I own the mistakes that I made, which is part of the growth and everything. So I'm good with that. But the thing is, it made me think a lot, and I came to realize that okay, maybe I'm just looking at the gaps in a way that is just it's kind of blind. So anyway, what did I do? Uh, Basically, I came here just for the sake of starting the charge and everything. Well, these lines are pretty much useless, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Point is, this thing that I see here, this is basically a script that I came with together. I just had an idea in my head. Okay, so I told myself, what if I could analyze, what's going on and how are those gaps identified and how is the market behaving based on those gaps. So I made myself this beautiful tool which basically identifies, for example, now in Nasdaq, those gaps that have been happening during whatever period of time that is allows me to see basically here. So you see, I have a bunch of them. I have some recaps that I've been writing here. So yeah, point is, I notice that within those gaps, for example, I have outside up, upside down, inside up, inside down. Well, there's the numbers here. Basically, out of those outside gaps, 22.22% are filled. Outside down, 41.67, inside up 68.18, and inside down 66.67. Those are the percentage of the gap that I filled basically. So I'm gonna go to the big number one. So for example, inside up, out of 22 gaps, 15 has been filled, and inside down, out of 24 gaps, 16 has been filled, which is basically, I think this gives me a pretty good edge. Meaning, I've been going through these type of gaps, especially I started studying the inside ones the most because I want to see how the gaps that are filled are behaving, and also how the gaps that are not filled are behaving. And this is actually where I think I'm finding a pretty big edge for my actual trading. So yeah, I've been going through this, and I'm going to pay attention. For example, nowadays, today's, we just have this um, in outside basically gap. So upside down, which is basically this is a prior close. So let's see what the market does from here. But I'm gonna wait to see what is the market likely to do or head to, because now so far, for example, in gold, you have the same outside down. So I like that the fact that the first bar is to an upside bar, not the strongest, not the amazing volume. It's basically 18 points, so it's kind of small bar. And Nasdaq, for example, the first bar is 104, so it's a bit more meaningful. But so far, there's nothing clear yet. So now it's currently taking the open bar low, but nothing has yet like clearly happened. So there seems to be somewhat of indecision for now. Like I said, the first bar came into the gap. It didn't trade any further than that, but then it closed lower below this range. So yeah, so far I'm gonna keep waiting to see if it gives me something that is clear, because also one thing is if I notice that the gap is failing to fill, it is quite likely that I could see a continuation to the downside of the current gap, because market has been low by a lot since the open. So yeah, it was basically 500 points. It came back up, so it pretty much recovered everything that it was that it had dropped until the open. So let's see what he wants to do. I'm gonna do my best to adapt and read the market the best I can. But I'm more than anything, I want to remain patient, and I want to do my best to take as less stress as possible. And I'm gonna just focus on trying to get the best of the best. So as for now, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna sit down and just watch the market play. Nasdaq traded higher at the open. It touched the gap and then it traded lower and closed below this initial range here in the 5-minute range. So I noticed this bar when it opened here. I was waiting to retest, and then it traded down, breaking its own lows. That's actually when I shorted here. And same in gold. It traded lower. It took the high of the first bar, and now it closed here. So when this bar took the low of this second bar and the opening bar, I actually sold the low here as well. These two lines here is a standard deviation of the first bar. So I'm gonna monitor at 1 STD. At 1, I'm gonna go break even. I'm using the second bar high pretty much as my stop loss. And same here on Nasdaq in the second bar. I'm using the highs of it as my stop loss. So I want to see. I like the fact that these deviations align with these lows around this daily area here. So I don't know if it might not get there all the way, but I'm gonna monitor, and when it gets here, I'm gonna remove my risk. And second, if it can get me a runner to downside, I'm just gonna probably take it and go for this low here below this daily level that is from this Thursday price action. But yeah, so far it seems that I'm reading the gap. How to say the gap direction and failure pretty well. I'm gonna remove my risk on gold, and Nasdaq I'm gonna let it play out a little longer. I'm not gonna touch it yet. Let's see, now it is touching this like the low here, which is a Monday? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, let's see. I want to see if it closes below it and continues. That's pretty much, of course, what I want to see. If I see the close below, I'm gonna actually start removing my risk when it gets to this. If it gets to this -1 standard deviation of the first bar range. But yeah, let's see what happens from now. I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna let it play. I believe that Nasdaq should continue lower, especially after it failed here, if he wants to, definitely. But that's my play. I think that's where my edge is gonna be for today, to the downside, if he either wants to be further continuation. So far for now, I'm just gonna wait. All right, so I continue to watch. There was a small reaction here of this daily level that I was initially talking about here. So yeah, let's see. It came up. It actually retested the first bar range, and now it's trading lower again after taking this previous bar high. I want to see if it trades lower. I'm definitely, of course, soon I'm gonna remove. If it breaks its own low, this bar, I'm gonna remove my risk, and I'm also scaling in another trade at the low, because I believe after this retest, if it actually wants to tank lower, it should continue from here. So I'm waiting to see if the low is to break. Gold pretty much similar. I'm risk free for now. It tagged these lows here and the standard deviation the -1. So let's see. I don't know if it's going to continue lower. But yeah, so far there's no risk here. So I'm just pretty much monitoring, especially Nasdaq, to see if he wants to answer. If I notice that this bar is a bad close against my entry, I will probably just collapse the trade as well. I wouldn't want to see a close above this previous bar high. But let's see. Let's see. So yeah, I continue to watch. Well, gold is pretty much still around the area. So I actually closed this gap here, which I actually forgot to mention earlier. Nasdaq came back down, it closed there. So I want to see. I want to add if it breaks this low here. As it was, I think the close was good. It's rejected for the upside. So let's see. And also the volume seems to be increasing in that direction. So I think if it is to break the low, it should continue lower, of course. So let's see what he wants to do. For now, I'm just gonna wait. Same in gold. I do want to see, let's see if it takes the high of this bar and tanks, or if it tanks from here. I believe that if it breaks the low as well, it should continue lower towards this swing here in this daily area that I'm watching. But so far, I'm just gonna sit and wait. And Nasdaq, I'm not. I was thinking about executing in this current bar low, but I think I'm just gonna wait for the low to be broken, meaning that there's probably a further continuation. So for now, I'm just gonna let it play out. Well, at this point, after NQ has broke the low, it has some retest, but it's now tanking again. So I decided to remove my risk entirely. I'm gonna let it see trade lower. Maybe if it tags the standard deviation, maybe close lower. Maybe there's continuation, but I don't know. I could get stopped out definitely. And gold seems to now be creating an inside bar, but I don't know yet what's gonna happen. It was close to tag me in the next trade in the continuation. I do believe that if it breaks the low, it should continue tanking towards these lows here. But we will see. I think I'm about to find out. I'm just watching Nasdaq to see what it wants to head. If there's gonna be some showed up. I think so far, regardless of the outcome of these two trades, I think I had adapted pretty well to the direction of first of the gap and the read of the failure to the outside. So I'm actually quite happy about that. And if these trades are to tag profit, I'm not gonna be trading much today. I do want to cut my amount of trade that I'm taking, so I would really like to cancel my action pretty soon.
Order
I
filled.
move my entry because this is an inside bar. The low is a plus trade. So again, I'm gonna be risk free on gold, and I'm gonna let them both head down, especially gold. Nasdaq, let's see if he wants to trade lower or reject and stop me out there. So far, I'm gonna let gold be. I'm not gonna do really much anything special out of that. So let's see.
Order
Well,
filled.
Nasdaq just gotta stop down and break even. Yeah, no can do. I think regardless of the outcome of this trade, for example, I'm still happy about the fact that, like I said earlier, the read of the price action was quite good. It didn't tank as much as I wanted it to, but still, I believe that it was a very, very good one. So I'm gonna try to keep this up. Let's see how gold ends up. But if there is no profits today, I'm just gonna pretty much let it be, and tomorrow is gonna be another day. I don't wanna expose myself too much, and I do believe that I do need to continue. Of course, managing my risk as I've been doing or better, but also managing more than anything my exposure to the market. So if it is for today like this, then it's gonna be it, and let's see tomorrow. Right. So earlier as I saw NQ got stopped out of break even, and then so did gold. So yeah, I left some on the table, but still, it was overall both trades were really good. Especially gold traded a little bit further was decent, but anyway, point is, why am I long here? Easy. Uh, this is the daily area that I was talking about earlier. So I noticed that regardless of the price being going down, it wasn't really the cleanest. So regardless, yeah, this volume was decent. I thought that it was maybe he wanted to tank lower, but he did not. Why did I long? Okay, so this bar, even though the close is not the best, when it retested higher, it came down, but it reclaimed this LU area and also closed above this prior down bar. When did I buy the market? After this big bar here started retesting lower, it opened here, came down. It was a small gap, a small how to say, a weak here. So it came down, and when it came back up, I actually bought the break of that high. And I'm just checking the two deviations of this bar here to the upside. But I'm initially just tagging this 50% of the gap to see if the market want to go there, or maybe the high, or for example the high at the open. But I don't know if it's gonna get there though. But it's just an orientation, basically target. The thing is, I bought the high of this bar as it broke, and then market started quickly trading higher. So I quickly removed my risk. That was, I think I had something like 60, 64 maybe as a risk. It was actually quite small. That's also why I took it. But let's see. Market seems to be overlapping
Order
in
filled.
decisive overall. So yeah, seems there is actually a strong, how to say, strong price action now. This bar is 115 points plus. So yeah, it seems to want to overlap. So so far, I mean, this was a good trade for me. It didn't play out, but I don't want to take anything else as long as it's not clean, because it seems like maybe it just fails down. I want to see if it closes again down, then it might actually trade lower and take this daily swings here that I had initially. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What is it likely to do? I'm gonna continue measuring. I have these two standard deviations from this initial move to the downside. Let's see. Let's see if he wants to trade lower. If he wants to break this area again and maybe reclaim it the lower side, because well, this could be easily just a trap, pretty much. But let's see. See what happens. So I executed a short earlier on gold here.
Order
This bar
filled.
broke. Nasdaq just tagged me out. This current bar is my stop. Just like 60 plus again. I'm gonna head here. Wanna see if he wants to tag there. Gold kept tanking, and now this bar actually broke the low of the bar that I initially entered. So definitely it should not break this high of this current bar. So I wanna see if it tanks, and I'm just having these lows here, the -2 standard deviation also, and this daily low here, to see if he wants to get there. Because well, they both seems to fail. Nasdaq failed here. It really closed strong with a really great volume to the downside. So I believe there should be a continuation. But of course, I guess I'm about to find out. Gold pretty much same. Good volume here. Let's see if this one continues to stack to the downside. I like the fact that the value area seems to be moving lower in gold, especially. So I think definitely there should be some price action to the downside. But so far, I don't want to anticipate or expect anything. I want to see tanking definitely. So yeah, Nasdaq I'm monitoring when it breaks the low. I want to see the close below this low here, because if it breaks, I think there should be a continuation, of course. But so far, I'm just gonna say risk is quite small here. I have like around 100 initially on gold. Now it's reduced to 80. So yeah, let's see. Let's see, because it could also decide to pretty much range the whole day and do nothing. So if it comes to that, if for example if this trade does not get where I wanted to get anytime soon, I'm gonna just call it a day, regardless of where my numbers are. All right, so I got a little kind of triggered, especially on gold. So I took some small losses here now, and one that I took earlier. This it wouldn't. I had a trade here, but it wouldn't continue. I thought that it may tank, but it just basically took the lows and touched daily area and it just rejected. So this bar closed here above this previous bar. I was thinking, man, maybe let's see if he wants to do something, but he didn't really do anything. It continues to overlap, so I'm going to let gold be. It makes just no sense to do anything there. So NQ, I know this is close again. This bar came back again, reclaimed this daily area here after this good close here. So I actually bought the break again to this same bar. And let's see, it traded pretty strongly up. I don't know if it's going to continue to overlap the whole thing, but so far, I do want to see if he breaks his own high, this bar here. So if he does, I'm going to scaling another trade and see if he wants to break these highs and trade maybe above this open high here, which is this area here. If he does not, that's it for me. So let's see what he wants to do. So far, I'm now break even. But yeah, let's see what happens from there. All right. So anyway, these are the numbers as for now. I like this rejection again, same at this level here below the open. So it took the high. I thought that maybe it continued, but it did not. And then I just shorted actually this bar as it broke lower its own low earlier. Then now currently the close is decent, so I'm waiting for this bar is retesting now the range of this prior bar. I want to see if it breaks its own low and maybe there is a continuation to the downside. Of course, as soon as it tags me in, if it does, I'm gonna reduce my risk of the whole trade to this current bar high, because it should not get there, of course. But anyway, so far, regardless of this, if it tags me in, or well, even if it doesn't, however this trade ends, this is my last trade for today. I'm not gonna trade more. I think I already went a little bit beyond that the time and amount of trade that I initially wanted to go. So yeah, if not today, it's gonna be tomorrow. I'm going to remain more selective and well, do my best to just kind of slow myself down, because at the end of the day, like today is initially it felt like he wanted to tank, but it's not doing that. It might be because, well, I don't know if the initial gap down of the overnight range is maybe do something to this, but so far it seems like it's somewhat an ugly overlapping day. So anyway, if I am to get a stop down now, this risk is 80. I'm gonna call it a day and I'm gonna cancel this entry. If it does take me out to the downside, breaking it slow, then I might continue in this trade. But if not, then I can do. Tomorrow we'll see. Okay, so here I am with my last one. At this Nasdaq position that I said earlier, got stepped out, so I canceled the other one. I'm just letting it pretty much be for now. I'm not gonna touch Nasdaq at all. Why I did buy gold? It was quite simple and straightforward. Now it actually came back up here after this fail, and it closed above this range here. So pretty much it means that it could definitely maybe head. I don't know if it's gonna fill the gap or whatever, but I'm actually aiming for the high of at the open, this bar here. If it's gonna get there or not, I have no idea. But the point is, when it closes above this high in this bar here with a decent volume, or good volume, I would say, above average. So I waited for this bar to trade lower. It traded lower, retested this area here, and then started failing. As soon as this bar broke its high and the next bar high, sorry, as soon as it broke its own high, I bought, I entered along here with the risk at this current bar low, which is what's here. And then, well, it started trading higher. Around at this point here, I went break even, and so far this bar is developing in a good way. I don't know if it's gonna continue higher from there, honestly. So, but I'm letting it play though. I'm letting it be. I'm letting it go. To well, if he wants to see take this high, maybe it will be good. If not, then no can do. Like I said earlier, I think I just went beyond that initially how much I wanted to trade. I believe I probably took too many trades overall. Like I'm not feel, yeah, 13 trades. That is initially too much. So yeah, whatever this trade, well, 14, whatever this one does, because remember that they count only at close. So let's see how this one closes, and that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna do my best to continue lowering the amount of trade that I'm taking. This already is feeling too much. And yes, I feel also a little bit like I maybe reacted too much to price, and that shouldn't happen. But anyway, I mean, part of the business, part of trading. So I'm gonna let this trade develop, and after this trade, let's see tomorrow. Oh, this is my last update. Well, yeah, this trade just got stopped here. Well, I mean, got executed, exit. I was initially thinking because the momentum is actually pretty amazing and the volume is also amazing. I mean, it could definitely continue higher, but then I was thinking, yeah, no, I was so close to get greedy in a sense, so I was somewhat like letting it be to this 50% or something, but I was like, nah, fuck that. Definitely, I do not trade for break even though that's what I'm getting today. I said before I left money on the table. Well, now I managed to come back and well remain there somewhat with my starting point. Besides that, I have a pretty good feeling overall about the how I read price today, what it did, what it did not. Especially, for example, at the open, the gap failure and everything, the initial bearish direction, which somewhat played out a little bit nicer in gold than Nasdaq, because Nasdaq is anything but clean until now. But regardless of that, I'm happy. I'm gonna continue to do my research. I'm gonna go and get more examples. I want to see what's the gap behavior, how is the first bar, how is everything basically. So what is the likely direction, or what is the likely thing for the market to do at any given time. So yeah, let's see what happens from now on. But that's pretty much it for me. I'm not gonna trade anything else. I'm gonna actually close the charts here and let it be until tomorrow. Let's see what happens.